In this video, I would like to explain about the use case diagram. Here we go with the use case symbol. So the use case itself represents the activities that can be done by the system and its interaction with the user. So in this use case, we have several symbols like this sticky man is an actor, and then the system use case that represented by ellipse, and when we are going to give it name, then just write it inside the ellipse. And then the relation or the association, it can be just the line, just single line like this one, or with a row like this one. Next, we also have the generalization. It's similar to the class diagram that has generalization. So for example, like we have class here, and then subclass here or sub activities here, and it can be generalized as these parent activities. We also have the dependency, include and extend. So the include symbol is like this one. It's mean when a particular activity or process is done, it is include this activity. So it's like when you are doing something here, it must be include this activity. And the extend, it's a bit different. So if you have activity here, it's extend this activity, mean that it is optionally happen when you are execute this activity. So for example, if you open the file by typing its name, and then you mistype the name, and then it just typo, and you can't find the proper or the correct file, and then it will be handled by this extension. Here we go with the example. So let's say we have to create the use case of the ATM system. The ATM system to be built is a simple ATM system with simple functions, namely take out cash, like withdraw cash, and then make transfer to certain accounts at the same bank, and balance checking. The system to be modeled is not include the several ATM functions such as credit card payment. So let's create the use case diagram for this case. The step of creating the use case diagram consists of following step. The first, identify the actor. So who is the user? Who is the actor who involved in the system? For example, in the ATM system, there must be an admin, or there must be admins, and then the customers, and then the bank. Next, after we identify the actor, identify the use case in the system. So what is the activity that will involve in the ATM system? So this one, start and end system. So like turn on the system, turn off the system, and then the session. So it's like a session when someone is entering the ATM machine, and etc. And then the transaction itself, the user or the customer can have any transaction such as withdraw cash, and then transfer, as well as balance checking. And it also extends some activities such as activities that handle incorrect PIN. But this is like optional activities. When the transaction was just going well, then this never been executed. Step 3. Group the use case that have been identified based on the scenario. So for example, we create the first group, which is main use case, consists of start activities and session and transaction. And then for the transaction use case, we divide it into 3 types with additional specific characteristic inherited from the use case transaction, which is cash withdrawals, transfers, and balance check. Last, we create a group of extension. It is the extension of the main use case, which is the behavior is to handle the special event or to extend the special event, like the incorrect pin. This is the result of the use case diagram that we create. So we have an operator here. So the operator has two activities, which is starting the system and end the system. While the customer has a session, and then for a session it includes transaction. It includes transaction, and the transaction is generalization of the cash withdrawals, and then the transfers as well as the balance checks. This is the symbol of generalization, which means cash withdrawals is also a transaction, transfer is also a transaction, balance checking is also a transaction. We also have the extension here incorrect pin, which will be executed if something happened with this transaction. So for example, the user just type the incorrect pin, and then it will be handled by the extension, especially the incorrect pin extension. And here is the bank that are involved in the transaction.